The civilian spaceport project will take place over the course of 3 stages. Stage 1 is the virtual reality space station. Stage 2 is the development of the nanosatellites. And stage 3 is the development and integration of the previous stages with the mothership. Shown here is stage 1, the virtual reality space station, which we are raising money through the Kickstarter to develop. It's broken into 2 different sections. You see green, which involves working with the VR hosting service, and then orange shows the development of the station itself. The very first step that you see here is incorporating in the country of Luxembourg in Central Europe and forming the Articles of Incorporation. We have chosen Luxembourg because they have two largest satellite communications operators in the world headquartered there, and Luxembourg has a long history of being innovative and supportive of the aerospace industry. Once the company has been incorporated, we will begin working with the VR hosting service to develop and integrate everything that we build into their existing infrastructure. We will start building the main hall, and then from there we will build the suites. Then the standard room will be built, and then we will test and troubleshoot everything. At this stage, the public will be shown what our progress so far is and be able to comment and request any changes if there is enough of a demand for it. Once everything has been developed and looks the way the community wants it to, we're going to do a soft launch, and that will be monitored for 3 months to work out any bugs, see how people are using the space station, and blah, blah, blah. At the end of 1 year and 3 months, we hope that everything will be fully developed, integrated into the VR hosting services systems, and ready for a full launch. And from that point, we will have sustained operations of the virtual reality space station. Prior to the official launch of the VR space station, we will be working with the aerospace team to start planning and speccing out the nanosatellites. This is before there's any actual money from investors for the build out of the satellite, but planning will begin approximately half a year before the courting of investors for the funds to build the nanosatellite. At this point, we have received $1.7 million in funding to build the nanosatellite, also known as Stage 2 of the Civilian Spaceport project. At 1 year and 3 months, we'll receive the funding and we will begin work on the satellites broken into 2 different categories: mechatronics and propulsion, and communications and video. This is where being incorporated in Luxembourg is going to come in really handy, because communications and video technology is advanced and easily accessible in the country of Luxembourg, and we hope to be working in conjunction with either Intelsat or SES to develop this technology. Mechatronics and propulsion will all be developed in-house under the guidance of Dr. Charlemagne, the head of aerospace engineering at FH Wiener Neustadt, as he is an expert in micropropulsion systems. We will then spend 3 months testing everything together, do another stage of testing and building, and then a second stage of testing everything together, this time a little longer, getting a little closer to the final results that we would like to see. And at that point, we're going to have a final version of the CubeSat that is ready to be launched into orbit. Ideally, we're going to be launching the CubeSat into orbit with the International Space Station, as it is an ideal situation for testing the satellite systems. You can see here in green that we will also be investing in a ground control system so that we can monitor the satellite and control its actions as it orbits the Earth along with the International Space Station. Eventually, both of these systems will be working fully in tandem, and we will have ground control and the satellite, the CubeSat, in orbit around Earth performing tests to verify the robustness of the system. As you can see now, we are starting to cross into stage 3, which is the full platform, the mothership and the nanosatellites integrated and communicating with Earth, and also the virtual reality space station. Planning and specifications for the mothership will begin 9 months prior to receiving the Series B funding by the existing team of engineers. And then once funding is officially received, we will begin courting different satellite manufacturers for a construction contract to build the mothership to our specifications. Sometime in late 2019, we hope to have construction of the satellite actually begin, contingent upon receiving of Series B funding. After 4 years, we will start integrating the existing nanosatellites into the mothership so that we can verify that everything is working together properly. And as the testing progresses, we will make final preparations shortly after year 5 and begin testing the integration of the virtual reality system with the mothership and the nanosatellites. And if all goes according to plan, after 5.5 years, the full platform will be launched into orbit and begin its testing runs. It's hard to say exactly what the orbit will be at this point because so much can change in 5.5 years, but we can guarantee that wherever it is, we will try and get the most science and testing possible out of its location, whether that be a potential client and a construction type workplace or scientific testing near the International Space Station. After everything has been launched and tested and verified and is running smoothly, we will begin normal operations of the company, and the civilian spaceport will be green lighted for the general public to begin leasing and utilizing the satellite platform to start their own company or to work in space. Oh, terrible ending.